This Ridley Report is brought to you by Libertania.com. Late July 2012, and Romanians are voting on whether to impeach their president. If I recall correctly, Croatia has already thrown out 2 of its and listed one as a criminal since independence. I think those are the numbers. But listen to this stupid quote in the Miami Herald. Quote, "The political turmoil has dented Romania's credibility, with the U.S. and EU expressing doubts." Unquote. Just a minute. Impeaching a president doesn't mean your country lacks credibility. It means it has credibility. When was the last time the supposedly balance of power-oriented United States even tried to impeach a president? Well, I guess it was the late 90s with Clinton. There was one before that in the early 70s. And before that, I think you have to go all the way to 1865. None have ever been successful, and in the 230-odd years that the country has existed, no president has ever been sent to jail. Now, you think it's because our presidents are better than Romanian presidents or Croatian presidents? When was the last time a Romanian president invaded a neighboring country? Here in the land of the free, where you are supposed to have separation of powers, you can barely get the Congress to vote against the president on anything anymore. And Washington occupies over 100 countries, depending on how you count them up, some of whose residents want us out so bad they're willing to die. More gridlock, please. Now, I actually didn't have enough to say about that issue to do an entire Ridley-O, or whatever you want to call this, but I did have some other micro thoughts that I wanted to kind of insert that are unrelated. I heard an interesting idea the other day. I can't remember where it came from, but it's really just a phrase. Makers versus takers. Take it and run with it. Hey, also, have you ever seen that TV show on HBO called Big Love? I was thinking it'd be really kind of a good idea to contact the producers of that show and suggest that they do a similar series about Free Staters, or about New Hampshire, I don't know, about liberty activists of some kind in New Hampshire. I guess they'd have to be fictional liberty activists. They could set up a dramatic storyline just like Big Love, but I just love the way that they addressed, quasi-harmless, illegal behavior in that series. It seemed to me like it was pretty balanced. Another completely unrelated thought. A month after Porkfest ended, I have still not been able to obtain, I haven't looked that hard, but I haven't found any numbers on how many attended. There have been some rumblings to the effect that the attendance may have actually been down. Now, I know that as of Thursday, it was officially up from 2011. But I'd like to hear some numbers or some estimates. What do you know? Post it in the comments section. Also, I wanted to point out a significant little piece of information that kind of got missed during the brouhaha over the FBI and Keene. Some of you may recall FBI agent Phil Christiana was accused of trying to make Free Keener Rich Paul wear a wire into Free Keene's activist center. When he was confronted over the telephone about this by Keene activist Pete Eyre, Christiana said something that represents a possible change in policy. Back in 2005, when he was trying to get me to have lunch with him, Christiana objected to the very idea of me even telling people about the lunch or about anything we would discuss. That, of course, resulted in the lunch not happening. But when he and Pete Eyre were discussing maybe having lunch, he indicated that he would object to recording, but he also indicated he would not object to Pete passing on the details of the conversation. This was a very small step forward in our direction by the FBI, but like all other positive steps by the government, it should be welcomed and noted. Moving a mountain a quarter of an inch is a big deal. Stay tuned for more poorly illustrated videos of this type, where I spew lots of little details that don't fit anywhere else. Libertania, The Liberation of Conformia, is a children's book that makes freedom fun. Although, I guess it's already fun. Buy it on Amazon, get it in print, or use it on Kindle. Teaching without preaching the ideals of freedom to the most important people in your life. Libertania.com